Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up.
Yeah, exactly. Fair enough.
Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Just give me 1 second, guys. This is live. We're waiting for Luigi Mangione to arrive at the jail. This is a live look via the Associated Press. I'll be right back.
Hurry up and for him. Yeah.
Someone said, what the hell did you say to that cop anyhow? I just saw you on the news. He lives in Kentucky.
Somebody.
Who's gonna talk? I'll let you.
What's up, bro? Hey, how am I doing this case?
He was on the passenger side last night.
He was on this side. The car pulled in this way.
Okay.
The driver's side. He was in the driver's side. And when that car came out, they also
So he'll be on this side.
why didn't you go
Back.
pull in and be on this side? Who knows?
I think I was asking about the human pyramid.
He actually didn't.
He was in Lexington. Okay, then maybe I...
Like literally minutes. And then the other
Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining today. I was like a muted cooter a second ago. Thanks for joining. We are waiting for the CEO shooting suspect. I would keep wanting to say Mario, but I don't know what's wrong with me. Luigi Mangione to arrive at a Pennsylvania court. This is a live look outside of the courthouse, I guess. Did you see that glitch? Did y'all just see that little glitch in the middle of the screen? Every time we watch things, it's weird. Thank you, moderators, for being here today. If you guys could hit that like button, it would be greatly appreciated.
Well, there's a whole scrum and we just got yelled at by the sheriff.
Hello, Robot. Angie B.
But now we're...
Hey,
now we're
J-Lo.
leaving the sheriff
Hey, Laura.
beside us and move him to the... All right, I'll go protect
So we're going to go over this. We're going to wait for him to arrive,
just a heads up.
find out all that good stuff, and then we're going to talk about some of the people that knew him. We're going to talk about some of the people that knew him, hear their interviews, and then we're going to talk about the judge in Kentucky. So we've got a full show today, guys. I'm going to try to get through it and keep it at a a normal length, if you will. The Matrix is cracking like my old face, jammers. Is it a glitch or is it my vodka? Hi, Andy. How many females are going to mail? Wait. How many females are going to mail their panties to Luigi? Dude, a lot. A lot. Yes, I am your host, Jay, with no E. Nicole G, welcome in. Sherry Rollins. Hope you guys are having a good day. There's Gypsy. Welcome in, Gyps. Thank you guys for being here today. I'll be right back. Let's turn this back up. Merry Griftmas, everyone. You saw the pixels. Weird.
We're next to the wall. Yeah, like very slow. Because they put this stuff out. They put a lot of effort to get this guy. Imagine how many videos they would watch. You don't want to do it. You don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Hi, Striker.
Even so, they found the facts.
Did they just cut their mic suddenly? That was odd. They must have realized that their shit was hot, if you will. Yeah. Is it any more disgusting than women fawning over Wade Wilson, though? I don't understand any of it. Hi, Turning Leaves. Luigi is a different kind of suspect. Will he be treated like Robin Hood by the media and public? Well, did you guys see that the one...
Yeah. He looks like Joe's.
I must have muted it. Whoops. Listen.
Yeah, the actor. He looks like him.
He looks like the actor, they said.
When he's thinking up over here, everybody's gonna move. He's gonna move.
I think it was a Washington Post reporter said, no wonder, like, people want CEOs dead or something like that. Will Princess Peach and Toad be in attendance today? Well, my granddaughter would love it if Princess Peach was there. She loves Princess Peach. Loves her. The mic is still hot. Jammers. Keep that secret to yourself, Jammers. Let's see if we can find the quote from that Washington Post reporter. Look at this. Former New York Times reporter says she felt joy when UHC CEO was killed. That's horrible. Hello, Prepper 101. Happy Christmas.
Yeah, just channel 2.
Taylor Lorenz, a former reporter for the New York Times and former columnist for the Washington Post, said during an appearance on Piers Morgan Uncensored, she experienced, quote, joy when United Healthcare CEO was killed. That's sick. Lorenz addressed the killing, saying her response is due to her belief in the sanctity of life. I think that's why I felt, along with many other Americans, joy, unfortunately. Joy, said Morgan. Serious? Joy at a man's execution? Maybe not joy, but certainly not empathy, she said. This is dangerous. Look at this. Former New York Times reporter claims public wants insurance executives dead. This is so fucking dangerous. The article was titled, Why We Want Insurance Executives Dead, and writing that she and thousands of other Americans are fed up with executives taking in profit while inflicting pain and death on others. Lorenz added that it's natural for people to wish those who run insurance companies would suffer the same fate as loved ones who die because they were denied coverage for life-saving treatments. People have a very justified hatred towards insurance company CEOs because these executives are responsible for an unfathomable amount of death and suffering, she wrote. I think it's good to call out this broken system and the people in power who enable it. Yeah, Casey, Casey, good to see you. Yeah, wouldn't that be inciting
This is a good sign.
hate, or let's see what's going on here.
We need you guys seriously. We need you to keep back there so nothing clips.
So he must be ready to arrive. You should have seen earlier, there was a whole paddy wagon of prisoners that arrived, and the cameras were thinking it was going to be him, and they walked all along that wall, and they were all they were saying shit. I get the anger at the healthcare system. I do. But feeling joy over murders is not a good thing. I know, it's KC. It's so good to see you. Do you know, though, that, Renee, he's one of the lowest paid healthcare CEOs in the nation? Brian Thompson. It looks like the Lee Harvey Oswald shooting to you. Well, the suspect's family, they had a lot of money too. It was a cowardly act. I can't justify this. We can't justify this.
Who takes him from New York?
This must be him coming, guys. As it glitches. Is he in the front seat? Oh, never mind. They're moving quick. Oh. Is he going to be on our side? Why they always got to block us?
Completely out of touch. And it's an insult to the intelligence of the American people and the lived experience.
What did he say? Holy shit, what did he say?
And it's an insult to the intelligence of the American people and the lived experience.
Insult to the intelligence, to the American people.
Luigi, just do it. And it's completely out of touch. And it's an insult to the intelligence of the American people and its lived experience.
Hold on, I gotta turn it up for y'all. It's so low for you guys. Hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Luigi, just do it. And it's completely out of touch. And it's an insult to the intelligence of the American people and its lived experience.
Wow. Did he say I didn't do it at first, though? No, I have not read the manifesto yet. I'm doing that today with y'all. I didn't expect him to have an outburst. Are you guys not shook by his outburst? I mean, usually the perp walk's pretty quiet.
Luigi, just do it. And it's completely out of touch. And it's an insult to the intelligence of the American people and its lived experience.
Wow. He's upset. He said, completely out of justice. It's an insult to the intelligence of the American people. I didn't expect that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, sir.
I'm not saying he's not allowed to comment, but usually they're quiet, right? Like, did you expect this? Did you expect that he was going to turn around and scream at the American people? I didn't think so.
Thank you.
No one could have predicted that. The manifesto isn't real. Yeah, there's something wrong here. There's something wrong. I mean, out of touch, yes. I slowed it down a touch.
Luigi, just do it. And it's completely out of touch. And it's an insult to the intelligence of the American people and its lived experience.
Why does it take so many cops to move him? Oh, yeah, there is no closed captioning because it's live. With that curly hair, I can't help but think of Ted Bundy in that fucking jumpsuit when he's standing there when he's being read his arraignment, or his, not read his arraignment, but you know what I'm saying, his charges.
Luigi, just do it. And it's completely out of touch. And it's an insult to the intelligence of the American people and its lived experience.
Something experience? It's called a photo op. The media was beginning to yell stuff, then they shut up real quick. I don't think anyone expected this. He looks like Screech right there. Do you remember Screech? I had UHC when I first married in my early 20s. It was horrible, but this is terrible too. I had UHC too. I think all of us have probably had UHC at one point or another. They all suck. They all suck. I don't think there's any good insurance company out there. They're all overpriced. They don't cover enough, and we pay too high a premiums. Hey, Olip. You want me to slow it down more? They moved him quick, didn't they? Okay, let's do it. And then we'll move into some more updates on this situation here. That was intense. Yeah, Dustin Diamond. just in that freeze frame.
Luigi Mangione and completely out of touch and is an insult to the intelligence of the American people and lived experience.
Did you see them just push him in there? Watch that again. Damn, man. What is the reason he murdered someone? Certified quality. What was the motive? Do you guys think he had others planned? Why Brian Thompson? Look, he's got a little part where he slept last night on the back of where he laid. He's got bedhead. His family, I guess, is just totally shook beside themselves. They have no answers to why this happened. I think he said, I didn't do it. Oh, I think the media said, did you do it? And then they stopped because he was yelling.
And completely out of touch and is an insult to the intelligence of the American people and lived experience.
That little guy pushed him. He's like, did you know that Mike D from the Beastie Boys is Screech's cousin? Is he really? Ew. Huh. Are they going to wait for him to come back out? Look at these prisoners or these jailbirds. Let me see if I can find it. It was kind of humorous. They thought it was this dude. See this car backs in and the media gets all excited. Watch. What?
Appreciate everybody moving. Forward line trial. We might help that guy out. Seriously. I'm trying to be smart with you all.
What did he say?
This is tight here, and whenever we ask you to move, it's not hard to understand and respect you all. Seriously. Forward line trial. We might help that guy out. Seriously. Forward line trial. We might help that guy out. Seriously.
Help that guy out. Is that what he said? As clearly our justice is an insult to the intelligence of the American people and live their experience. I think Screech got in trouble for like child pee or something. But you know what? He read the books written by Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber. And most of you probably think of the Unabomber and you remember that sketch with the glasses and how creepy it was and how he was, sending these bombs and hurting people, maiming people. But there really was a disconnect with Ted Kaczynski and society, and it wasn't his fault. So as far as Ted Kaczynski goes, this guy is highlighting quotes from Ted Kaczynski. Ted Kaczynski had a problem with reality. He was out of touch with reality. But it wasn't his fault because he was experimented on as a college student. He highlighted them, so I'm going to show you right now. This right here. He rated this book, Industrial Society and Its Future by Theodore John Kaczynski. This is his whole review, and I'll read it. He wrote this review January 31st of 2024. Clearly written by a mathematics prodigy, reads like a series of lemmas on the question of 21st century quality of life. It's easy to quickly and thoughtless write this off as the manifesto of a lunatic in order to avoid facing some of the uncomfortable problems it identifies. But it's simply impossible to ignore how prescient many of his predictions about modern society turned out. He's right. He was a violent individual, rightly imprisoned, who maimed innocent people. While these actions tend to be characterized as those of a crazy Luddite, however, they are more accurately seen as those of an extreme political revolutionary. A take I found online that I think is interesting, quote, had the balls to recognize that peaceful protest has gotten us absolutely nowhere. And at the end of the day, he's probably right. Oil barons haven't listened to any environmentalists, but they feared him. He highlighted this next section. Hi, Sherry. When all forms of communication fail, violence is necessary to survive. You may not like his methods, but to see things from his perspective, it's not terrorism, it's war and revolution. Fossil fuel companies actively suppress anything that stands in their way. And within a generation or two, it will begin costing human lives by greater and greater magnitudes until the earth is just a flaming ball orbiting the third from the sun. Peaceful protest is outright ignored. Economic protest isn't possible in the current system. So how long until we recognize that violence against those who lead us to such destruction is justified as self-defense? These companies don't care about you or your kids or your grandkids. They have zero qualms about burning down the planet for a buck. This part is highlighted. So why should we have any qualms about burning them down to survive? We're animals just like everything else on this planet, except we've forgotten the law of the jungle and bend over for our overlords when any other animal would recognize the threat and fight to the death for their survival. Quote, violence never solved anything is a statement uttered by cowards and predators. Hello, One-Eyed Flo. You can come over here and vacuum. Where's Gary? Maybe Gary's going to be jealous of your new vacuum. But that's only one of many. Hundreds and hundreds of books he reviewed. He was known to start a book club at school and within his community in Hawaii. So the next thing we're going to get into is we're going to get into one of his roommates in Hawaii. Oh, hold on. They're going to play the actual hearing. Did we miss it? All right, now that they've got him inside, look, they gave him a beanie. We're going to get to watch the hearing, guys. Hold on. I wonder if it starts at 2. Okay, they're still outside. They're outside. He's outside. I don't see anybody else inside. We'll stick with this right here, right? We might be able to get the live hearing. Are you guys excited? Dude, if there's a camera in there, he's definitely going to act the fool. Oh my God, Texas Ranger, this is going to be so wild. Okay, so we will, oh, this is him and Mickey D's? Oh, wow. He didn't even have a black mask on. He had like is that like a surgical mask? He just moved. He's eating nuggies. That's him and the Mickey D's? Oh my God. Yeah, I guess it says extradition hearing and it's live. I wonder if no, this is when he was in Mickey D's. Mm-mm-mm. You think it's a hash brown? Oh no, Nene. Here's a live chat reminder for everybody. Hi, Kendo. Yeah, this is making him a hero is not good. It's a crazy case though. I'm gonna play a little bit while we wait for that. I want you to hear from his. Well, he allegedly peed his pants. I want you to hear from his old roommate in Hawaii. He peed his pants. When they approached him in the McDonald's, allegedly he was shaking and scared out of his wits. And he peed his pants. So he was scared so bad that he pissed. Here's the McDonald's customer. Where's that freaking guy? Let's watch. I got to pull up that guy. I'm sorry. I got to go in order or I'm going to get all screwed up. I'll keep my eye on this, though, and make sure that it doesn't go live and we don't miss anything. Here we go. Here's a clip of the roommate from Hawaii.
I first interviewed him before he moved in. I remember he said he had a back issue and he was hoping to get stronger in Hawaii. So he's always focused on trying. When he first came, he went on a surf lesson with other members. And unfortunately, just a basic surf lesson, he was in bed for about a week. We had to get a different bed for him that was more firm. And I know it was really traumatic and difficult. You know, when you're in your early 20s and you can't, do some basic things, it can be really, really difficult. He was going to have a surgery. So earlier this year, I checked in with him. He confirmed that he had surgery and he sent me the x-rays. It looked heinous with just giant screws going into his spine. After that, he called me once. I didn't pick up. We kind of texted a little bit, but
So he's confirmed that he had the surgery earlier this year. And if you recall, January was when he was highlighting the Ted Kaczynski book, right? I mean, we're just kind of putting a time frame here. He claims that there was a surfing trip that he took and he was in bed for a week after doing it. He couldn't do the same things that normal, kids his age could do. But the question is, how did he injure his back? Because we know he played soccer. I heard from one of his classmates he played soccer. He played baseball in middle school. But was he in an accident? No one's found out anything. No, he went with a surfing group and he was sore from it.
Unfortunately, I feel terrible now. I wish, I would have made more of an effort to communicate with him. Never once talked about guns, never once talked about violence. He was absolutely a not violent person, as far as I could tell. I interviewed him before he moved in. He works in tech. He has a remote position. He was looking forward to living in Hawaii and being healthy. He was excited about getting to know new people, experiencing new culture.
If you just look at his eyes, I don't know about you guys. To me, we talked about this earlier. I was in Clues Live and this was brought up about people, just looking at people's eyes. He looks troubled. He looks troubled. I don't know anything about his mom. All I know is about him. This is all I know is what this dude said. Was that he had a surgery earlier this year. It'll come out. It'll come out.
I first interviewed him before he moved in. I remember he said he had a back issue.
Mac, you better behave yourself. He might have.
And he was hoping to get stronger in Hawaii. So he's always focused on trying. When he first came, he went on a surf lesson with other members. And unfortunately, just a basic surf lesson, he was in bed for about a week. We had to get a different bed for him that was more firm. And I know it was really traumatic and difficult. You know, when you're in your early 20s and you can't, do some basic things, it can be really, really difficult. He was going to have a surgery. So earlier this year, I checked in with him. He confirmed that he had surgery, and he sent me the x-rays. It looked heinous with just giant screws going into his spine. After that, he called me once. I didn't pick up. We kind of texted a little bit, but unfortunately, I feel terrible now. I wish, I would have made more of an effort to communicate with him.
Can you imagine being this dude's friend? Wild, right? Okay, here is a CNN report. This is at the McDonald's.
A law enforcement analysis says the suspect in the murder of United Healthcare's CEO appeared to view the targeted killing as a...
What is going on?
The manhunt for the gunman who shot and killed United Health.
Whoa, hold on a second.
Okay. Today is Friday.
My computer's going nuts. It's like playing through all my watch laters. Let's let it catch up. I'm not going to touch it.
As a symbolic takedown and a direct challenge to alleged
There we
corruption in power games, as he described it. 26-year-old Luigi Mangione is now charged with second-degree murder for the death of Brian Thompson and is awaiting extradition back to New York. Police arrested Mangione Monday at a Pennsylvania McDonald's after an employee called authorities.
There's the Altoona McDonald's. Remember yesterday? They're like, oh, we don't want to give that out. He definitely peed himself, too.
Extradition back to New York. Police arrested Mangione Monday at a Pennsylvania McDonald's after an employee called authorities saying the masked customer resembled the suspect. Here's what a customer told CNN.
It started out almost a little bit like a joke that my one friend thought he looked like the shooter. He probably heard us. That surprised me. He stayed there as long as he did. From what I was told, the worker that took his order, she said his eyes and his eyebrows. She just thought it was him. It's really, it's unbelievable. I still can't hardly believe it's for real,
Mangione surrendered without incident. Police believe he was the man who stepped behind Thompson on a Manhattan sidewalk last week and shot him in the back before walking away. Former classmates of Mangione also say they are shocked.
I can tell you that this is one of the last people you'd think would do something like this. He was one of the nicest kids.
So this kid went to school with him at Gilman. At the high school, the whole school he went to, I think it's kindergarten to 12th. There's only like 400 kids in the whole school.
Classmates of Mangione also say they are shocked.
I can tell you that this is one of the last people you'd think would do something like this.
I do,
he
Robin.
was one of the nicest kids, most friendly kids that I had known at Gilman.
And we have seen how some people on social media have glorified Brian Thompson's murder. There has been an avalanche of comments supporting it. Last week, a former Washington Post reporter said, quote, people wonder why we want these executives dead. In just the last 24 hours, social media users have seized on the suspect's appearance. It's yet another sign of the toxicity of the public discourse in the U.S. Let's bring in.
I feel like this is a video we're going to be watching in like 30 years. The toxicity of the discourse of American people.
People wonder why we want these executives dead. In just the last 24 hours, social media users have seized on the suspect's appearance. It's yet another sign of the toxicity of the public discourse in the U.S. Let's bring in CNN's chief media analyst, Brian Stelter. Brian, we have to say from the get-go, obviously, and it should go without saying that a murder like this is just unbelievably tragic, and he has a family, and it's completely uncalled for, full stop. What do you make of the reaction that we've been seeing on social media? It seems to underline this toxicity that exists in our culture.
Yes, humanity versus inhumanity. That's the dividing line here. And I think most people, including on social media, are on the side of humanity. They don't want to see a father and a businessman killed in cold blood. But that minority that is out there, it's a minority opinion that's very loud, especially on social media.
Okay, is it a minority? Let's see what the majority is in here. We're going to do a poll right now. It's a no-brainer, right? It's not justified. It's not justified by any means to do this. But you know, it's our younger generation. They've done this with Brian Koberger too. They've made him some kind of fucking hero. They've made him some kind of hero. Hold on. This is still sitting here live. Like we're waiting. If you guys aren't getting along in the chat, please block one another so we don't have to block you from our channel because we want you all here. So if you don't get along with someone, if you can please just block them. Like give them a big F you and just block them. Then that way everybody can enjoy the chat. You don't think there was an issue with the surgery? You don't think it has anything to do with it? I hope that just the trolls are voting yes. Okay, here is another classmate. This guy doesn't really know shit, but we'll watch it anyways. I hope we get the hearing live. I'm here for it.
Okay, and say your classmate's name.
Luigi Mangione.
How do you know him? What school did you guys go to? How long did you know him for?
So I knew him. I came into the school in 8th grade. I knew him 8th grade throughout high school. But I obviously knew him. We were a small class, small school, only about 400 kids in the high school, maybe like 85 to 100 in my class. So everybody knew everyone, really.
So what were your interactions like? How well did you know him? How many times would you speak to him? What do you remember?
I would say I spoke to him pretty frequently. He was like a leader in our class, so I'm not quite sure the exact clubs because it's a while back, but he was like a leader of clubs. He was in many clubs. He was also like a soccer player as well. He played baseball, I believe, in middle school, but I think he stopped after that. But everyone just knew him as like a quiet, reserved, nice kid, and he was obviously really intelligent, and everybody can tell that by his resume, of course. Yeah.
So he's a valedictorian and had a speech at your...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he spoke at our graduation. Every year they have like somebody who's, you know, exceeds academically and in and out of the classroom, and they have them speak in front of our high school. It's weird saying it, but yeah, he was that person that we chose to speak, so yeah.
Okay, so you've been following this case pretty closely. When you saw the photo with him wearing his mask, what were your thoughts?
My first thoughts, well, I've had like a history just following like high profile cases. It was just interesting to me personally. When I saw the photo, like I thought it was like a 35-year-old guy. It was like he's a good looking dude, like sharp jawline kind of thing. But I had no hindrance that it was him. I mean, in the back of my mind, I was like, I feel like that face is familiar, but it was like subconsciously, not really like on the forefront.
So when did you find out, and you know, what's your reaction to it?
So when I found out, I had like 25, 30 text messages from all different people from like, I'm from Baltimore, obviously, where we went to school together. And everybody that I know from Baltimore is reaching out to me like, did you know this guy? Did you go to school with him? He graduated in the same class as you. And of course, I, you know, replied to all of them after a while and said, yeah. So my initial reactions were just shock, surprise. And I just would never expect someone who went to our school to, you know, be involved in this. So it was.
I wonder if he's a viewer.
Really.
Hi, Corey. Corey, if you're
What year did
watching.
you graduate?
2016.
We'd love to have you on.
2016 until now, have you spoken to him at all, or seen anything on Facebook? Are you friends with him on Facebook? Or?
I like followed him on Instagram. I think we like went back and forth here and there, you know, just like touching base with each other. I hadn't spoke to him in maybe like 4 years prior to this, though. Recently, like when we went right out of high school, you know, we would check up on each other here and there. But I do know that a lot of people that I went to high school with that were a little bit closer to him said they lost contact with him about like a year and a half ago. So.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, just praying for the, you know, family, of course, and you know, Gilman community, my high school, and yeah, just Stanford and Penn community as well. I pray for them. I hope this doesn't have a negative perception on them.
What a nice guy. He is, isn't he a cutie? I like him too. Whoops.
Okay, and say your classmate's name.
Luigi Mangione.
What a nice kid, you know? Oh, let's go here.
News is digging into the suspect's background and his family's deep influence across the state following this intense 5-day manhunt. Shannon Lilly is joining us live with where the case stands now and how the Mangione family is responding. Shannon.
What's going on behind her? What is this?
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, first let's talk.
Is that guy literally like blowing the parking lot right behind her during a live newscast? Tell her to fuck off without telling her to fuck off. What? I've never seen such.
About the community reaction to all of this. As you can hear behind me, there is certainly some hostility to even the fact that media is...
I've never seen such. Maryland, you are fucking brutal.
Covering this story. So you can see this leaf blower behind me has told us that he will not leave until we do. So
he is deliberately blocking her on purpose.
We are definitely seeing some of the community members reacting not happy that media is out here covering the story in general. Others have been murmuring. They're saddened by the...
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And it says Gilman. It's the Gilman School. This is the Gilman School. Is that the dude, the dean or whatever? He's out there on purpose.
Here covering the story in general. Others have been murmuring. They're saddened by this news. This is students are making their way into the Gilman School here behind.
Oh, yeah. They need to stay away from the students. I mean, because there's kindergartners that go here. I mean, it is funny that he's doing it. I mean, props to him. He's trying to keep his students and faculty safe. Because there's kindergarten through age 12. But don't give Betty any fucking ideas. Jeez, oh Pete's.
Behind me, school starts right at 8 this morning. This says 26-year-old Luigi Mangione is now officially...
Did you like how she started out right behind him? Look at, there's another one over here. There's another one over on the left side of your screen.
Charged with second-degree murder in this high-profile killing. Remember, he was a student at this school, and now he is charged with murder in the brazen killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, a crime at the center of a days-long manhunt as the world watched on, now with ties to our region. In fact, he is the cousin of Republican State Delegate Nino Mangione from Baltimore County. And take a look. Delegate Mangione now putting out this statement on the arrest, saying the Mangione family cannot...
Okay, let's read the statement without the things in the background. Unfortunately, we cannot comment on news reports regarding Luigi Mangione. We only know what we have read in the media. Yeah, they should leave the kids alone at the school. But even right here, guys, if you look at his eyes, he just looks off. You know what I'm saying? This is definitely up for video of the year. Flo, remind us.
Comment on the news reports about Luigi, and they only know what they have read in the media. The statement goes on to say, quote, Our family is shocked and devastated by Luigi's arrest. We offer prayers to the family of Brian Thompson, and we ask people to pray for all involved. Meanwhile, during a news conference Monday evening, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro condemned the violence, and police in New York City noting more than just weapons were found on Mangione when he was arrested.
Additionally, okay, before we get to that, can we just talk about that this is a 3D printed gun from a 3D printer? I know my husband's like, they 3D print houses. I'm like, he doesn't look off. He looks fed up. Well, I mean, after you kill someone, your eyes change. Like, people's eyes change. You know what I mean? Hey, Sophia. Good to see you. I'm definitely not laughing at the murder. Okay? Let's just make that abundantly clear. I'm laughing at the actions of people in times like this, in real time. Okay? Sometimes when you don't expect something and you've never seen something, it's funny. It's like, oh my God, like, it's not funny that this man was murdered. Let's just make that clear. Never would we laugh about a guy walking to work, getting shot on the road in public to be funny. But I will not laugh at things that I find surprising, that I've never seen. I won't. I refuse to lose my sense of humor at the human race.
Were found on Mangione when he was arrested.
Additionally, officers recovered a handwritten document that speaks to both his motivation and mindset.
I have no tolerance, nor should anyone.
I really want to know what he had on his person.
For one man using an illegal ghost gun to murder someone because he thinks his opinion matters most.
Now, while Mangione was arrested in Pennsylvania, his roots run deep in Maryland. In 2016, he graduated at the top of his class right here from the private all-boys Gilman School. And Luigi's grandparents, Nicholas and Mary, own multiple properties and businesses in Maryland. They purchased and developed the
Jays for Justice uncovered this just moments after his arrest. Just FYI. Hey, Grimes. Hey, Sherry. Sarah.
Perth Valley Resort in 1978 and Hayfields Country Club in 1986. Nick Mangione played soccer for Loyola University, Maryland, and was inducted into the Hall of Fame. Mary Mangione served on several boards and was active in the Baltimore metro communities. And the Mangione family also owned nursing homes and a news talk.
They even owned a radio station. Mark Klein says Weed Whacker Wally is next. We got Bullhorn Betty, Weed Whacker Wally.
Radio station as well. And take a look at these photos here that we've obtained showing Luigi.
So yeah, we showed this yesterday, or we showed this moments after his arrest. But anyways, this is his whole family.
News talk radio station as well. And take a look at these photos.
Look at how many people in his family. These people are probably all devastated today.
Here that we've obtained showing Luigi with his family and in the Gilman School yearbook participating in school activities. But sources say he went off the grid in October and friends could not get in contact with him. Meanwhile, court documents revealed during the arrest when police asked Mangione if he had been to New York recently, he, quote, became quiet and started to shake. So as we give you another live look here outside of the Gilman School, coming up in our next half hour, we're going to dive into Luigi's time at this school. We're actually going to hear from a former classmate who recalls his time with Luigi at this school. We're going to have the community reaction, which, as you can see, has been hostile as of this morning.
She says it's hostile. Do you think that they're being hostile? I think they're protecting the students at the school. Put a 1 if you think that this guy having this weed whack or blower is being hostile. I don't think the media should be viewing parent pickup and drop off line. The media needs to back off of the kids. because there's like 400 children that go to school at this school. And she's like, so far it's been hostile.
Which, as you can see, has been hostile as of this morning. Reporting live, I'm Shannon Lilly, Fox 45 Morning News.
I don't think it's hostile at all. Right, leave. It is funny to watch. Good for him. I mean, I'm not against him doing it. I wouldn't want the kids
Meanwhile,
to be shown either.
Of the Gilman School. Coming up in our next half hour, we're going to dive into Luigi's time at this school. We're actually going to hear from a former classmate who recalls his time with Luigi at this school. We're going to have the community reaction, which, as you can see, has been hostile as of this morning. Reporting live, I'm Shannon Lilly, Fox 45 Morning News.
It looks like Mr. Laundry out there. It's hostile. Yeah, I say come to the school and do your damn filming when the kids aren't there, right? Come after hours. Have a little respect for the kids. The landscape trolling. Yeah, what if you were dropping your kids off in that drop-off line? Just because that guy went to school there? I don't agree with it. I think it's funny. At first, I was like, what's going on? What? She stood right... Actually, he was right behind her, I should say. What? Look at her face. She's so mad. She's so mad. Watch. Shannon Lilly.
And how the Mangione family is responding, Shannon.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, first, let's talk about the community reaction to all of this. As you can hear behind me, there is certainly some hostility to even the fact that media is covering this story. So you can see this leaf blower behind me has told us that he will not leave until we do. So we are definitely seeing some of the community members reacting not happy that media is out here covering the story.
It's not about media covering the story. It's about media covering the story at a school. Like, this crime didn't happen at the school. I mean, we have a video of him. We have a video of him making his speech at the school. To me, that's, more powerful than anything, right? He doesn't go there. He's not going to be there. Why film? Why film outside that school when we have this? When we have this.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Are they doing it everywhere in that town?
Headmaster Smythe, Mr. Hubeck, members of the Board of Trustees, family, friends, faculty, and fellow students. Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here to celebrate Gilman's 116th Founders Day. I'm honored to be speaking to you all today on behalf of the Gilman class of 2016.
I mean, if anything, this is more important than standing outside the school, right? The hostile interview? Oh, let me see. I haven't seen that one. There's a lot of things coming out. Mangione, hostile. I want to know who this guy is that he used his name on the fake ID as well. Hostile roommate. I don't see that. This is a guy that lived in Hawaii with him. I can't play News Nation Chris Cuomo. Is it on that same station? Because that's the local news. They're still outside live too, by the way. Here's a statement from the...
Mangione served on several boards and...
Oh, wait, we didn't finish this?
Mangione served on several boards and was active in the Baltimore metro communities. And the Mangione family also own nurseries.
No, we did watch that one. Gilman reacts. Okay.
Mangione was the valedictorian at Gilman in 2016, seen here giving the commencement speech. Tonight, Fox 45's Keith Daniels spoke to members of the Gilman community who say they're really struggling to process today's arrest. Keith.
Well, Maxine, of course, things are quiet here on campus at this hour, but earlier at dismissal, some parents were startled by all of the media that had gathered here. Some of those parents asking, what's going on? And now, and then, the alarming discovery. The Gilman School in Roland Park is a pre-K through 12th grade private college prep school. A campus with about 1,000 students and a former student, Luigi Mangione, making headlines across the country at this hour, accused in the murder of healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in New York last week. The campus Monday buzzing with shock and awe over the news.
Doesn't really deter what I think about the school.
Parents and students at Gilman, including one man who has a son here, reacting to Mangione's arrest.
The school doesn't predict what kids do when they go out into the world. Like I said, puts out a great product of student. I know plenty of students that have graduated from here. So, one guy doesn't represent all the alumni of Gilman.
Look here, you see Mangione giving a farewell speech to classmates in 2016. He was the school's valedictorian that year. Freddie Leatherberry.
He was a guy with a lot of friends and a lot of people liked him.
Was in that graduating class. He knew Mangione. Leatherberry says he received a text from...
Mac, you owe me a mic. I literally just spit Coke Zero all over it. You can't do that to me. Mac, you're going straight to HE double hockey sticks.
Other classmates Monday with word of their old classmates' arrest.
I honestly brushed it off as a joke, and I put my phone down and I kept working. It was during my work day, so I had better stuff to do. But then somebody else responded and said, "Oh my God, you're right." And then I realized that was not a joke. He's just so nice and well-rounded, well-adjusted, didn't seem to have anything like that in him. If he did it, then I hope that he gets what he deserves, and if he didn't, then I really hope his name is wiped clean. And I just wanted to say from what I know about him that he was a nice and smart kid.
Classmates and a school shaken by allegations against one of their own. Well, school officials did release a statement. It reads in part, "This is distressing news on top of an already awful situation." We're live in Roland Park. Keith Daniels, Fox 45 News.
Hold on, we've got another one. Thank you, Sherry, for this.
Hi, police in St. Mary's County, Maryland need your help. They are...
Look at this ish. Talking about 3D printed guns. Look at this.
Are searching for a man they say built dozens of illegal ghost guns at his home in Lexington Park. Our Melissa Kim spoke to one of the detectives working this case.
Tonight, the search for the man accused of harboring this cache of brightly colored guns, all made on a 3D printer. That's according to the St. Mary's County Sheriff's Office. Police were called to the home of 39-year-old Gerard Adam Taylor for a reported domestic assault. When they arrived, Taylor was nowhere to be found, but they found the rainbow of firearms. They also found multiple 3D printers and gun manufacturing tools.
It definitely makes one believe that based on the information that we have, based on what was located. I can tell you that this isn't the first time that we've encountered something like that. Just the sheer multitude is very different than what we've seen in the past.
Detective David Lawrence from the St. Mary's County Sheriff's Office says he has seen a common trend of more ghost guns in St. Mary's County.
I think just like the rest of the country, I think we see it just as often, just may not have the total numbers because of the population. I think per capita, we are no different, more or less than any other part of the country.
Ghost guns are assembled illegally. They don't have serial numbers, aren't registered, and cannot be traced. Taylor was already legally banned from owning a gun because of previous convictions and an outstanding warrant.
The biggest issue that not only law enforcement but the public in general has is there's no way to know who this is going to, right? There's no checks and balances. It defeats all background checks. It defeats the lawful process of purchasing a firearms.
Detective Lawrence says Taylor is considered armed and dangerous, and that if you see him or know anything about him, do not approach him and call 911 immediately. Melissa Kim, WUSA 9.
Weird. I didn't even know you could do that. It's like a printer, and people are printing houses.
Guns in St.
Look at that. That's wild. That's scary. That is really friggin' scary. It's not a new thing. I mean, I knew there was 3D printers, but I guess I never thought of guns. You can legally build 80% firearms that are also called ghost guns. Yeah, they do look like toys. They look like Nerf guns or something. Here's his cachet. All different colors, green. Look at this. Yeah, hot pink pew-pews. Any color under the rainbow you want. They sell ghost guns on Amazon? Kimberly, I bet you're right. Registering 3D printers coming soon? Huh. And I wonder if they're shot by fire, because if not, they're not considered firearms. Huh. That's interesting. They still are not live. I mean, they're live, but they're not live for this. There's our guy again. That's probably why it jammed. But he sure knew how to fix it quick. And they were like, oh, impressed by how quickly he was able to get it unjammed. Yeah, that's still live. Let's see what's going on outside. Oh.
You don't even have trowel. What about that?
Oh, these guys are coming. Oh, this guy's hollering. Let's go back to our the one we were at before, because we can rewind it. Was it Fox 25? Or no, it was the Associated. Hold on. What's this? Okay. Let's rewind a little bit. Look at those are like houses right there. Can you imagine your house being right here? Look at that's like a house divided into apartments. This just wasn't complete without JLR saying, "Why did you do it? Why did you do it, Luigi Mangione?" Ooh, that's a good question, Betty. If not for the McDonald's employee, do you think they would have found him? Here we go. Here come the flock that went in before. We are in Pennsylvania right now, Blair County, Pennsylvania. Yeah, shame on you, Luigi. I'm good trouble. I don't know what you're talking about. It's falsified info. Luigi, were you eating a Big Mac? I think he would not have worn it if he would have not worn the mask. Or if he didn't give the cop a fake ID, he'd still be free.
Hey, I was had trial today. We didn't even have trial. What about that?
Oh my.
Give me a DUI court. Outburst that trial. Let's see, provide me a trial.
Yelling about his trial. %90 of the population had no idea you could print a gun. Right. I mean, for people to come in and gaslight and go, oh my God, like, that's not no. Like, that's been a thing. Like, how do you not know that? It's so condescending. People learn things in their own time. You don't need to gaslight people. It doesn't make you more intelligent than us. Well, actually, the reward, Nancy, was up to $50K when he was caught. I'll be your Mario. All right, we're going to go back up to real time. I wonder if they're having a tough time with him. You think he wanted to get caught? I don't think he wanted to get caught. I don't think he wanted to get caught at all. He's fighting extradition.
They know everything. CNN knows everything.
Oh, he said CNN knows everything. Let's check out CNN. Thanks, guys.
Everybody's running. So you guys in front, please don't get up. You guys should stand down, stand up. Did he go directly to you?
Jesus, guys. Okay.
So no, I went back to the back.
Let's listen.
I'm not moved, but I'm not going to stand up. Okay, all right, yeah, I'm in the back. All right, bye.
Guys, don't stand up, please.
Okay.
I hope we do the same thing. So you guys, still get that, still get that. Somebody to kill her.
Okay. I'm going to read some of this. So what's happening right now is Luigi Mangione, the suspect, is in a Pennsylvania court right now for an extradition hearing. As he entered, Mangione could be heard yelling in part, "It's completely out of touch and an insult of the American people. It's lived experience." Ooh, he's fucking angry. This dude is fucking angry. Excuse my language, but look. He's an angry young man. He is an angry young man. That is an angry young man. I don't know why he's so angry. I'm just saying that's definitely an angry young man. The 26-year-old was charged Monday with murder in New York and is facing 4 other charges, including 1 count of forging a document and criminally possessing a firearm. Mangione was arrested on a gun charge after being picked up while eating at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, followed by a call to the police by an employee. That's the latest. CNN is working to determine what else Mangione yelled as he was escorted inside. These are live updates. Well, it may be mentally ill. Yeah, Flo. I mean, but like, that's definitely anger. Okay, Mangione was denied bail and is fighting extradition. A Pennsylvania court has given him 14 days to file for a writ of habeas corpus, and a hearing will be scheduled if he does. Mangione will stay at Huntington State Correctional Institution. Prosecutors have 30 days to obtain a governor's warrant. Let me read that again. Luigi Mangione, the suspect in the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, was denied bail during his court appearance. A Pennsylvania court, and we're back here live because he's probably going to be brought back out momentarily. A Pennsylvania court has given him 14 days to file for a writ of habeas corpus, and a hearing will be scheduled if he does. Mangione will remain at Huntington State Correctional Facility. Prosecutors have 30 days to obtain a governor's warrant. He is very, very upset. Let's go live back to the courthouse here. This is Blair County, Pennsylvania. Welcome in, Debbie. Welcome in, everybody that's just joining. If you could please hit that thumbs up. It would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for being here.
We didn't hear the first part of what he said. He started to say something.
You have an umbrella too, or?
No. Thank you.
That's a what experience?
A lid. Thank you, Bill.
Can you say that to the manifesto?
Well, it's on our Slack now. So. I could read it.
If you're just joining, oh, they never did show it. Did they? Nope. They must not have been able to get cameras in there. They just ended that ABC stream. If you're just joining, though, the latest is he is fighting extradition and was denied bail. He has 14 days to file for a writ of habeas corpus, and a hearing will be scheduled if he does. He will remain at Huntington State Correctional Institution. Here's the place he's staying at right now. Probably a lot different than the family's country club, but this is the Huntingdon Correctional Institution there in Pennsylvania. Let me boost the hot mic a little bit more.
That's an old one.
Yeah. I got here in February and they told me 2 years before I got there there were supposed to be new cameras.
Fantastic.
You've got to be kidding me.
You live out here. I live in Pittsburgh. You were cat.
These cameramen crack me up.
Are you Steelers fan?
Now they're talking football.
I only have one team, which is only a Mexico Minero. Like Mexico Gallo. I'm Brazilian by birth. And I saw the Brazilians take 7 by the Germans in Brazil. And I said, no, until they beat the Germans by 7, I will be rooting for them. In the US, I don't root for anything because I cover them. So to cover somebody. It's like being a... Yeah, they don't do it. They're not a good party, but I don't take something.
Jesus. Delilah there?
That's the road, guys.
He's going to back into that.
Hey, everyone, please push down, please.
Here he comes.
Push down. Keep moving. Let's get out of the roadway. We got to park the van. Let's go. Keep pushing them over. Push down and over. Do not go on private property, please. Okay. Good.
Oh, Lord have mercy. God damn. I tried to save your ears, y'all. I tried. Delaney? Oh, fuck. They just had to start it up again, didn't they? God almighty. God. Jeez, then they just cut it off? Holy shit. Hey, Aqua. Be kind and rewind. We went over a lot of stuff. Now we're back. Snack time. You got your snacks?
So there's a press conference, yeah?
Mm.
Yeah, it's happening like 5 minutes.
Press conference coming up next. This is why we listen.
This has more historical significance.
Yeah, there's like a light jacket. Not the trunk, but like the middle seat.
I'm Jay, by the way, J-A-Y-E.
Head net?
That fuck 'em up. How much?
I can't give you a time.
Thank you.
You mean like multiple hours?
He hopes it won't be hours.
Tom Dickey? Wow, it's going to be a while. Bye-bye dinner tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. What's up, Sheriff?
She
How
said it's
are
going to be
you?
a little while.
You know, living the dream.
I gotta save you getting soaked for a little bit. I'm gonna tell you to probably at least
Okay.
probably at least 45
So,
minutes.
Sheriff, I have a question, Sheriff. The press conference is happening now?
Not anything I was privy to. I had this.
Thank you.
Are we allowed to stand under the...
You can? We can stand
Little
over
bit.
there.
Are we allowed to stand under there?
Fair question. Yeah, so we're on our last
You're gonna stand here. I'm gonna go to my car, get something like cover for my thumb. Right?
Yeah, well, I thought it was fine.
I won't hold you to it. You have to drop it.
By the way, there's 4 other. I did say that it was like 45 minutes drop.
25. Oh, I thought it was at 40 and a half hours.
Thank you.
I said, that's why I said bye-bye dinner. I said bye-bye dinner because it's like 1.5 hours of your overtime. What's your name, sir?
Mine, Sheriff Hart.
Nice to meet you, sir. Easy to do it. New York King, good things to know. Very nice to meet you, sir. Nice gentleman have over here. Quiet.
Normally, yes. Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you. Whole crowd, yeah, please tell her I said hi. Yeah, 20 years. Yeah.
Yes, guys, that's a sound bite.
Kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah, my number.
Whenever they brought him in.
No, it was very young. No, actually, I'm sorry. Horrible. You went inside of the room and I got I saw him.
Oh, can you hear me? Hello? Yeah. Are you still at the car? Okay. So I was going to ask you that as well as that little jacket that I can put over the camera, can you also grab my brown jacket that's in the trunk, please? Okay. And then the officer just what's up? Oh, I was just going to say an officer came out and did say it's probably a lot.
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Yeah. Well, so we have the walk and I know we do have like an affiliate here, so we will get the walk out, but that's you know, if we really need to do this.
Yeah, I want to see it too. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's accurate.
Okay. Then tear down and start working on that. We will have this, you know.
Oh.
Okay.
All right, brother. Good seeing you. Take care. You as well.
This just in.
You know? Yeah, he had said, I don't know if you heard, he had said that he thinks it's going to be at least 45 minutes until he can get it out. Yeah.
I can hear you.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm going to run over.
So what I'm saying is I'm in position right now to get the walk out.
All right, hopefully it doesn't rain. You take care. I'll see you soon. You're not rolling now, are you?
But I know
just
have
so I'll go around.
Staying here. Okay. So if I were to leave and put them four together, we would eventually have that video. I just wouldn't personally have it. So we're just trying to figure out right now, like, do I break down and go put the four together, or do I stay here so I get this? I mean, it's like if this guy walked out at 3:50, like that's not going to be enough time. So it really all depends on the time he comes out.
I'm back.
So I mean, so I could put everything together and make sure it gets sent.
With the such a wood this guy, you remember?
Because then obviously we also need to set up the live. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. There. I heard that we got some new, like, mugshot style pictures of this guy. Is there any way that you could toss those in the box for me? That would be awesome. Thank you. Alright.
Huh?
successful.
Hold on, I'm calling Ned. I'm getting an update from Ned. Just hold on. We have new images, I think, coming in hot. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Yeah, great job.
I've got the arrest warrant for New York. We're going to take a look at that in just a couple minutes.
If I listen to this, it says I have an hour and 50 minutes, but I don't listen to that.
Not yet, Robin. Robat. All right, I'm going to go grab a drink, and then we're going to go over these court documents while we wait. Here's another picture as well from the surveillance in the McDonald's. I'll be right back, and then we'll look at those court docs.
It was so beautiful. So you have another clue. What the producers for you guys do? Like the American, these digital cameras, cell phone.
Okay. I'm back. All right, I'm going to turn them down. And I'm going to pull these up. Oh, that looked like the damn suspect right there. Okay, I'm going to make y'all over here. And then we're going to move his mugshot. Which that is the latest mugshot, by the way. This here is from the McDonald's. Mugshot from, I guess, today. These guys looked young. All right, so here is what we have from New York. Here's the first page. Oops. And I ganked these from the Defense Diaries on Twitter. So I don't know whose watermark that is, but they got it from someone else. These are court documents. Anybody can get them, but I did get them from Defense Diaries on X. This first page says the people of the state of New York versus Luigi Mangione, male 26. Detective Yusuf Deems, Shield 01575 of the Midtown North Precinct state as follows. The defendant is charged with 1, murder in the second degree. 2, why not murder in the first degree? Criminal possession of a weapon in the second degree. 3, criminal possession of a weapon in the second degree. 4, criminal possession of a forged instrument in the second degree. And 5, criminal possession of a weapon in the third degree. On or about December 4th, 2024, at about 6:44 a.m., outside 1335 Avenue of the Americas, in the county and state of New York, the defendant with intent to cause the death of another person caused the death of such person. The defendant possessed a loaded firearm with intent to use it unlawfully against another. The defendant possessed a loaded firearm outside his home and place of business. The defendant uttered and possessed a forged instrument of a kind specified in the section 170.10 and particularized below with knowledge that the instrument was forged and with intent to defraud, deceive, and injure another. The defendant possessed firearm silencer. I have reviewed surveillance video depicting the exterior of the Hilton at the above location, specifically a camera angle depicting 54th Street between 7th Avenue and the Avenue of the Americas. In the surveillance footage at approximately 6:44 a.m., a man, let me get the next page up. I don't know why it's second degree. I mean, I guess they can, once they get them there, they can always add charges, right? Hold on. Where the hell does... Weird, my stuff disappeared. My stuff disappeared. My whole documents folder. Isn't that strange? Hold on. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me resend them. I know Streamlabs. Oh, here it is. I found it. For some reason, it's hidden. Okay. Here is second page. Oh, that's the one we just looked at. Never mind. Hold on, guys. Wearing a distinctive clothing outfit, the shooter approached Brian Thompson from behind, and then the shooter held what I recognize to be a firearm with a silencer attached at the end. And fired it several times at Brian Thompson, causing him to collapse on the ground. I am informed by Detective Oscar Diaz of Manhattan South Homicide Squad that he was present for the autopsy of Brian Thompson, and that the cause of Mr. Thompson's death was determined to be a gunshot wound to the torso. The defendant is the person shooting and killing Brian Thompson in the above described surveillance footage. Based on evidence collected at the investigation, including but not limited to, I'm looking at multiple updates here, including but not limited to surveillance footage I have received from the HI New York City hostel at 891 Amsterdam Avenue, which depicts the same man wearing the same clothing, leaving the hostel on December 4th, 2024 at 5:34 a.m. Surveillance footage that I have reviewed from the same hostel depicts the same man checking in on November 24th, 2024 at about 11:20 p.m. and showing a driver's license upon check-in. I have reviewed business records from the hostel that showed that the man provided a New Jersey driver's license with the name Mark Rosario on it. I am informed by Detective Diaz that he is informed by Patrolman Tyler Fry of the Altoona Police Department that on December 9th at 9:58 a.m., it probably was hash browns, defendant was taken into custody at the McDonald's in Altoona. Yeah, they ganked him back, Nene. That defendant presented a forged New Jersey driver's license with the name of Mark Rosario as his ID, which based on the number on it was the same ID the defendant presented at the hostel. Wait, what's going on here? Hold on. Oh, they have to move. They're in the way again. Which based the number on it was the same ID the defendant presented at the hostel. And in defendant's belongings, Patrolman Christy Wacer found a semi-automatic pistol, with which appears to be a 3D printed loaded receiver with a metal slide and silencer and written admissions about the crime. Written admissions about the crime. That's what I want to hear. I want to be able to read it. And then here is the final page, which is just under penalty of perjury, Detective Yusuf Deems. That's the felony arrest warrant for New York. So could they add or change or up the charges? Absolutely, once they have more evidence. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what's going on here in La La Land.
I'm impressed with downstairs in courts.
Downstairs?
Yeah.
So you guys want to front door?
Yeah.
Because the alarm goes okay, I know. It started already? Then, if it's already started and they have it, let's stay here. Zero way.
She denied my call and said I'm in the
Definitely not.
Someone denied her call.
Call the desk, make sure they have it. There's nothing, it doesn't make sense to come in halfway. 45 minutes, think about an hour and a half.
Someone asked me
That was my sound bite. There's no one there. She ain't there. It's just a sound bite.
Okay, so someone here just said that they want to.
I think he's going to come out and give us like a 2-minute warning or something.
Well, I mean, last time
All
they
the
brought
sheriffs
up
is going to come out. All the guys that came out before, he's going to pop up over here.
Yeah, that's right.
Back at courthouse cops, they love to do it. The courthouse cops, like the courthouse people, they love to be on the camera. They feel the people just like they jump in front.
Yeah, who was that guy earlier was saying he looked himself up last night? One of those cops, did you hear him say that?
What's your normal hit?
I'm not seeing anything about a press conference, and I'm checking.
Hey, Roy. Coming up.
I didn't think I saw you.
I was doing, this will end up being Michelle. Live. I don't know. I'm just telling you, this is going to be Michelle live.
About 30 minutes down and 12 On top of her, because when she went down, because they estimate that the earth was 2 to 3 inches water. Because there was so much inside.
This will be Michelle's live shot for 5 o'clock.
You know, there's a whole bunch of Western Pennsylvania that's built on abandoned mines.
Yeah, almost everything.
That was an abandoned mine, right?
Pardon?
That was an abandoned mine.
It had been, it was closed to the earth.
Yeah.
But it was like they had maps on it. Drove the fall.
They just said, I gotta go, just to build there.
Plug me, I gotta go. Money, though. Yeah, I can do that.
Here's a new picture.
Can I get? Do you think I can get around to the front going that way?
Yes.
I think so.
There's an alley.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good.
I guess they're going to the front door.
Suzanne, can I line this up against the
See this side?
Not yet.
They're about to.
Thank you, Janet, for your PayPal. Merry Christmas to you as well. Thank you, Janet.
I think it's close to home. I'm still not home. No, I stood with her.
You're not saying anything. What do you know that I don't know? Nothing. Yeah. Well, I thought today was going to be.
Anna.
Impromptu. Just sharing, just answering questions. My only way last time, changed.
Yeah, Cass is supposed to be shooting.
I got out of the rain for a few minutes, so that was good.
It's going to be over. I hope it's going to be over before he leaves.
Yeah, there was like...
Let's get out of my plastic.
I sprinted down to my car to get the microphone, but I didn't have...
I mean, that's a Cass.
I should have grabbed the ring here. He started talking about it 2 minutes after I got in there. I'm like, yeah, that's good. I didn't waste any time. Want me to feed it back?
Sometimes it's the same as when I've been, there's like so much money, I mean, money is really beginning of the year. It's like, okay, cool. And, yeah, no, I was like, I am not okay, I'm not part of that. I'm listening to trainers. My girlfriend imported me from Detroit.
Were you casualized?
Not France. I used to work at a small paper. I worked at a small paper in Ohio, and then I worked at a small paper in Indiana. And then the Bloomington Herald Times no longer exists. And Star, which, quite honest, I was twice victims of
No, I was talking about a different time.
And then it was the second time. And I got offered a job. And I was like, I can't really do my own thing. I'm very tired of having to leave jobs. No, I moved, so I got laid off from the Marion Star in 2007. And lived in Detroit for a bit.
That was weird. That girl who was supposed to relieve me showed up. What am I doing here?
I didn't really know.
Well, there's two things to cover. There's this one here for this.
And so
You pick one. What am I doing here? You're on staff. You're a job.
Here's another photo.
Oops. I was intimidated by it.
No, you were not.
She's not new.
Well, the first time I saw you beat somebody else.
You know, all of a sudden, people don't get sent big stories.
People on the East Coast scared me.
Anyway, she was unable to get the signal out of the.
I grew up in Columbus, Ohio.
You know, I went down there, connected it.
I was
She was never pressed start.
the day before yesterday. I had to drive back. So I drove
All these pictures on the screen, I can't.
And people were texting me. I'm like, I'm not there.
I know, I really thought about it. Oh, yeah. Always.
We're going to have a collage by the end of the day.
That was a nice one.
Maybe you want half of this, whatever.
And then the bottom one, I know. What the heck?
It's just taboo.
They said he stopped cooperating yesterday, so I'm assuming he asked for a lawyer.
That need to be fed back.
Send those. Because of you coming. You know how much trouble I went to get the library? 55%. How much time? That's it? I'm going to be right in front of you. I would swap out of the wheel.
I would swap out if I could, but I believe.
I would offer to move it, but I'm feeling it tomorrow.
When's his press conference?
It's over.
Oh, it's over?
I went to a tremendous amount of trouble.
Oh, he's pissed.
You're live right now.
We missed it. Hold on, I'll find it. These guys are pissed.
Oh, yeah.
Jose, can I leave this here?
Stay down. Stay down. Hey, 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 come on, guy. We just got here. Stay down.
We're bringing a squad car through, guys. Guys, gotta back up. Get some space. Back up.
The heck? I'm gonna turn it down.
Eduardo, it's a little sketchy. The neighbors all hate us.
The neighbors all hate us? He said it's sketchy.
Yeah, you either get hit by a car or you're gonna get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn.
Let's finish the video. Let's finish the video.
I'm not sure it really is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it'll go off. I'm not sure it really is.
I've been here for hours. Just walk in and No, you said no, man. I'm from New York. You know me.
You're gonna raise that up on it. I'll probably go like this.
All right. Well, I'm gonna kind of shoot right through there. That's cool.
My hand will be here, so go through.
I'm not seeing any press conference.
I expect Pulitzer
So how do you guys feel about this? And I got blocked in the when we walked in.
Are you local? You don't.
I mean, how do you feel about the case?
Eduardo.
Do you have some? Eduardo, if you bump into that, the alarm will go off. Just, no pressure.
That's what the people did this nice walk. Oh, I don't believe that.
Yes, it's still going on. We haven't involved. So it's still going. Yeah.
You guys have any idea how much longer it might be?
Honestly, I think it's going to be a while.
You think what?
I think it's going to be a while.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You think that the healthcare system is something to say?
Well, he just was out of touch.
Well, I know that they made $384 billion. Basically, from premiums that people pay, hoping to have taxes. And they fired their one department and replaced it with an AI computer that denied 90% of the claims. And I read this morning one woman's story. She just had a baby.
No, Bonnie.
There were some complications with her delivery.
You got time.
Really? They refused to pay for her delivery.
Oh, yeah. He's done that. Why don't I come out back? Because it's private property. Don't.
Bills for like $80,000.
It's a whole thing. I don't want to get in the way. There's no way. He's not coming out anytime soon. Don't yell at me. No, you're in the show. I know. No, this has been a whole thing. You guys need to scratch here just I just had a nice chat with them after we got along like gangbusters. There's a lady. Yeah, she's like, I was like, are you guys just like looking on? And she's like, I'm like, oh, I don't believe you. Like, oh.
Okay, so I think we should, while we wait for this, since it's going to be a minute, let's go over the judge and sheriff in Kentucky. And then we will come back to this. Because right now there's nothing new. Well, actually, I take that back. CNN just updated that Peter Weeks, the district attorney in Blair County, Pennsylvania, hold that thought. Peter Weeks, the district attorney in Blair County, Pennsylvania, said his office will be prepared for when a judge schedules a hearing to do what's necessary to get the man suspected of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson back to New York. The suspect, Luigi Mangione, is fighting extradition after a court hearing this afternoon. New York prosecutors have charged him with murder, among other charges. Weeks said contesting extradition, as the suspect did, quote, just provides more hoops for law enforcement, prosecutors to jump through, but we're happy to do that. Asked if he was disappointed that the suspected shooter is fighting his return to New York, Weeks said, quote, people contest extradition all the time. Also, let's see. The district attorney's office also said they are going to work with the police department to make sure they have, quote, all the ducks in a row as they sort through what has been recovered so far and make sure it's ready for a trial. Yeah, they don't mention the whole DOJ investigation, do they? Didn't know about it till this dude got killed, actually. When asked about the suspect sitting at the restaurant for so long, they said it could have been that the man thought he was hiding in plain sight. Let me refresh this again and see if there's anything else. Information is trickling in. Nope, the only thing is the latest, the district attorney says he's prepared to do what's needed to get him to New York. I don't think Kohberger fought it, no. I don't think he did. He was one of 30 grandchildren. Yeah, his parents, I don't know if his mother or father, well, obviously his father, because of his last name. His dad is one of 10 siblings as well. Huge family. Let's see what else we can muster up here on this case. I feel like going to the judge thing is just too much for me right now because there's so much going on. He worked for okay, here's some information on who he worked for 1 minute ago. This just in.
News. It turns out the man that police believe killed the CEO of United Healthcare in New York has ties to the Bay Area. The manhunt, as we reported here live on the Crown 4 Morning News, ended yesterday morning in Altoona, Pennsylvania at a McDonald's when somebody thought that they recognized him from a media report. 26-year-old Luigi Mangione was then arrested after the McDonald's employees called 911 and police got there. New York prosecutors have charged him with murder now, and investigators say they did find a 3D printed pistol and a silencer in his backpack. Crown 4 Jack Mohamed reports on Mangione's ties to the Bay Area.
Well, Luigi Mangione's time here in the Bay Area was pretty limited. He really just spent one summer here in the Bay Area back in 2019 as a high school instructor at Stanford University.
We know he has ties to San Francisco, California.
New York police announcing Monday the arrest.
Stop it. Ties to San Fran? He was an instructor? Oh my God. I can't. I can't.
In the Bay Area back in 2019 as a high school instructor at Stanford University.
We know he has ties to San Francisco, California.
New York police announcing Monday the arrest of 26-year-old Luigi Mangione, who they are now calling a suspect in the shooting death.
Dude, Ted Kaczynski was an assistant professor at the University of California, Berkeley, where he taught mathematics. He was the youngest assistant professor in the history of the university. Just saying.
He has ties to San Francisco, California.
New York police announcing Monday the arrest of 26-year-old Luigi Mangione, who they are now calling a suspect in the shooting death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. New York police announcing Monday 5 charges, including carrying a gun without a license, forgery, and falsely identifying himself to authorities. He is currently being held without bail.
We took that photograph and we asked for the public's help in identifying this subject, and the public responded.
News Nation reporting he grew up in Baltimore, Maryland, and attended an all-boys school. He went to University of Pennsylvania and in 2019 took up a head counselor position at Stanford University for that summer, where he taught high schoolers from around the world. Stanford University giving Cron 4 News this statement Monday that reads, "We can confirm that a person by the name of Luigi Mangione was employed as a head counselor under the Stanford Pre-Collegiate Studies program between May and September of 2019. And according to a LinkedIn profile that matched the person of interest description, we see he also was most recently at a company based out of Santa Monica called TrueCar. TrueCar sent Cron 4 a statement saying, "We generally don't comment on personnel matters, but we can confirm that Luigi Mangione has not been an employee of our company since 2023.
What this case demonstrates is the best crime-solving tool is media attention.
Bay Area legal analyst Steve Clark says this increasing media attention the assassination had through Twitter and Instagram helped this image become so recognizable.
When you look...
Oh, Mac, I beg to differ. I beg to differ. Kaczynski definitely had swag. Let me introduce you to Berkeley, California's, whoops, dang it, where'd it go? Slippery little sucker. Berkeley, California's Ted Kaczynski. He was a handsome man. He was a handsome man. I just find it interesting that this guy read his writings. It's very interesting. That's definitely a different look than the man that was arrested, isn't it? I wonder what Luigi would have looked like if he would have gotten away with it for decades. Do you know what I'm saying? What would Luigi have looked like if he had gotten away with it and decided to live off the grid like Ted Kaczynski? Would he have ended up looking scraggly? Rejecting all of society? Who knows? But the fact that he read Kaczynski's writings and agreed with them is very interesting to me. Very interesting. Chilling almost. Let me show you. Let's do a before and after of Kaczynski just for the fun of it because it is quite shocking. Okay, check this out. And we'll get back to the video in a sec. I'm weird, so I have to go before and after, but look at that. I mean, you wouldn't even think that's the same man. You wouldn't even think he's the same dude. It just, yeah, it's the same ideology. But why? Where does it stem from? Where does it stem from?
At his conduct, his manifesto.
You know, the thing is, like, okay, so where does it stem from? I ask myself. And then I think, what are the similarities? What are the things that, you know, are the same about people who share these beliefs? You know, it's these Ivy League schools. I hate saying it. And then you've got San Fran, which has been a spot that has been very odd.
When you look at his conduct, his manifesto, the writings on the shell casings, this appears to be someone who had a vendetta against the healthcare industry.
Steve Clark says there may have been other targets, especially if the person of interest or a loved one was wronged by the healthcare industry.
But that never justifies a brutal murder. So I think authorities want to also send the message that this is not the way we change corporate America.
And we reached out to several people who may have been associated with Mangione during his time at Stanford in 2019. So far, we have not heard back from any of those sources. Many people, in fact, switching their Instagram and social media profiles from public to private. Reporting here in the newsroom, Jack Mulmut, Cron 4 News.
Interesting. Ted Kaczynski's story really scares me, guys. And it scares me because of what happened to him. Most people don't know the story about what happened, you know. Let's see what's going on here. Nothing. That's 6 hours ago, 5 hours ago.
And completely out of touch and an insult to the intelligence of the American people and to their experience.
Different angle than what we saw before. Oh, that's when he was really pissed right there. When they're rounding and they grabbed him by his neck. Watch. That's when he turned around pissed. Look at the woman in front of him. Do you know when college stopped being free to everyone? I don't. Do you? Yes, that's him. You haven't seen this? Let me play it for you guys. This is him when he was brought in for court.
Completely out of touch and an insult to the intelligence of the American people and to their experience.
Late 60s, Mac. In the late 60s was when college tuition in the U.S. began to increase. Okay, during the late 60s, as the nation's economic growth slowed, the question of who should pay for higher education became under fresh political scrutiny. Decades-old no-tuition policies at some campuses fell by the wayside as politicians promoted new policies. I don't know what he says. the establishment didn't want black people educated. Of course not. I mean, they redlined black people. They didn't even want black people to fucking have homes. Horrible. Fucking horrible. The 60s have a lot of revealing to still do, Mac. There's still a huge veil over the 60s. My three sons, I would love to do a live on Ted. He's fascinating to me. Fascinating. His manifesto, holy. All right, take a listen, guys.
And completely out of touch and an insult to the intelligence of the American people and to lived experience. And completely out of touch and an insult to the intelligence of the American people and to lived experience. And completely out of touch and an insult to the intelligence of the American people and to lived experience.
James for Justice, why is it justified for rich corporations to let sick people die and still take their money? Sorry, I was reading that wrong. For rich corporations to let sick people die and still take their money. It's not. I don't know. I mean, I hate to say it, and I'm not like justifying this, but sometimes it takes stuff like this to wake up whoever the powers that be can help. And I'm not saying, oh, Ange Carter an hour ago, I didn't even see that. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I got a super chat from Ange Carter an hour ago that I flat out ignored. I'm so sorry. Oh, no, I did heart it. She said, Jay, you're the best. There's channels that are just now seeing what you found right after this arrest. I did see it. I just didn't read it. Thank you, Ange. Let's watch this in slow-mo. He said completely out of touch and insults the intelligence of the American people.
Wake up.
I know, Cricket, it's kind of a double-edged sword. Oklahoma City and 9/11 were about violent ideology. Jennifer, I agree. And they're guarding the media. They're not worried about the suspect. They're worried about the media. Look, oh, look at Doughboy missed him too. Good thing there was a wall there. Hey, good thing there was a wall there, because look at this guy. He's like, oh, I'm going to grab his belt. Look. Watch again. Oh, he missed. Oh, I'll let her handle it. Just kidding. I bet you he'd been acting calm and they didn't expect that. Did they really all need to put their hand on his neck? Luigi is 5'10", according to his fake driver's license. According to his fake driver's license. Now, I don't know if he gave the correct height. Too bad New York has closed courts. They're still standing out here. Let's see what's going on out here.
I have a mind. He didn't have better than probably need it. See the work there. They have cheesecake. He's talking, like real. Not right now. Which game? It was still the same birth. No, it's not the same birth.
I was in Istanbul too. Are you Turkish? What's different?
Maybe
Can you connect the I think they have regulations over there, like it has to be a
What is it? It's not me.
I will tell you, I'm not a visitor of McDonald's that much.
You just said you ate this.
That's because I was with some people and they're like, we should go check this from McDonald's. And I was like, all right. And I was like, wow. Everybody looks really healthy in here and healthy food. And, you know, and then I was in Italy on the train from Bologna and I was on like a visiting some friends after I left. And then I grabbed like McDonald's to grab something to get on the train. And it was like a real hamburger, spinach, and some
from McDonald's?
Yeah, some amazing cheese, like real bacon, and like bread was real, and the beef. Oh wow! Why can't you do this? You know, and it costs half as much. Rome is half the price of Pittsburgh. It's amazing. Yes, not the same.
Close to it's the meat.
Yeah. I think there are regulations. There are regulations like you can't be.
But they buy all their beef from us. We sell beef to the whole world. I have a mic.
We're also.
Are you going to be on his?
You're also not allowed.
Do you have an XLR?
You know how they have full.
We've got some movement.
You know how they have like red
meerkats.
I have a mic. Do you have an XLR? What did you say?
Not at this time. I'm sure the sheriff said don't talk to anybody.
We will know because a number of them have to be.
Oh, that's going to be a problem.
Totally blew me away. I mean, you're like put the real back door before you get there. That's a big problem.
Making sure that it's clear.
Beautiful.
Is there the glass?
I mean, the policeman is making sure the back seat is clear.
Yeah, I mean, like Turkish McDonald's, and then there's American McDonald's. It'll make you sick. Also, when you have
Okay. Here's some random fun facts about Ted Kaczynski since we were talking about him. He entered Harvard University as a 16-year-old on a scholarship after skipping the 6th and 11th grades. It was there that he was subjected to an experiment run by Harvard psychologist Henry Murray that was backed by the CIA. Though he graduated with a mathematics degree, later completing a doctorate in the field before becoming a professor, questions remain over whether or what extent he was affected by the experiment.
Yeah, I'll take some. Yeah. You want to come around this way?
We're going to get on the sticks.
No.
And this did not come out in the public till 2018. That Murray's study was widely reported to be part of a CIA program codenamed Project MKUltra, inspired by the use of mind control techniques on U.S. prisoners of war in Korea by the Soviet Union, China, and North Korea. The program sought to understand how the control subjects' minds, sometimes using substances such as LSD, according to the document made public in 2018 by the CIA.
It wasn't working.
Yeah, when I went down, it just I just couldn't get it back up. It's disconnect, and once I reconnect it,
CIA Director Richard Helms ordered the destruction of many files related to MKUltra in 1973. Nevertheless, Kaczynski disclosed some of his apparent involvement in the study in correspondence from prison with the professor Alston
And it was
Chase,
still on the Wi-Fi.
who later wrote a book about the Unabomber.
Do you have my microphones and stuff?
Yeah.
Do you have to have a Christmas?
Earlier today.
How come? Where do you go to school? Like up here? You're studying that.
They made him crazy.
Car.
I stare at goats. Ooh, it's about to get loud there.
That's another thing that's really funny. Yeah, I mean, if you guys gotta back up a little bit, please.
Oh, Lord. They're going to get yelled at again. These poor guys. Being a cameraman is probably the most thankless job.
What time's that building close?
What's up?
What time's that building close? 4? Because I still have some gear downstairs.
Oh my God.
Opens at 8.
Right, because they want to challenge the smart ones. That's why they did this experiment at Harvard. Really, Nene?
We are going to ask you, we're going to be pulling out and going.
Which way are you going?
Same
so we
spiel
can
that we
stay
had
out
the
of
last
your
time.
way?
You got to give us room.
Yeah.
Can we ask
No
which
problem.
way you're going so we don't get in your way?
Yeah, no, I know that. Yeah, we actually have 2 different things happening here now. So one's not anything you guys are going to care about. I assume they're going to go out that. This car's going to, they're going to go down.
Oh my God, 9mm.
Again, I asked for cooperation.
You got it. How long do you think it might be?
Oh my God.
So I'm asking you again for your cooperation. When they load him, you're going to drive down the alley this way. Get out of the alley. Thank you, Sheriff. Very welcome.
Hey, Bonnie. Should we have Kim come over here? What? Should we have Kim come over here? Why? Get another. Oh, you can try this one. It'll take
Nene, that's crazy.
Looks like they're asking for a live. They're asking for the live shot.
Hey, Potato, welcome in. Welcome to America.
It's not who you're looking for, I promise.
You promise?
Yeah. Unless you think you guys there's no reason for me to lie to you guys. You're going to make him feel really cool. Yeah, very special.
You should have at least let him leave.
Told you.
This guy. Oh my God.
So you said it's not working now?
Well, not down there, but it's working. Hi, good to see you again. Good to see you. Fire it up. Do you want me to hold that? Do you want to switch it to
Yeah,
tripod?
can you hold it for 1 second?
Sure.
Not related, just someone in the Sally port.
No.
Yeah, just hit stop. Thanks. I like the camera lens.
And let's
The battery?
yeah.
This is why we watch. Right? They sure got a lot of caterpillar brows in PA.
Hey, Robert, I'm here with Task. We're about to come back up. It should be up now. You can see it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're going to bring him out this way. I mean, she could go down there. They're going to bring him out. Okay, she's good. Yeah, okay. So Task, they want you to go down just in case, because yesterday he exited on Union Street, which is just you go down here and make a right, and there's an exit right there.
Yeah, anything I see is a little tiny.
Yeah, that's where he exited last night. So.
All right. I don't think I might, and I'm not fucking that right.
Can you hold this for me?
Sure.
Can you hold this for me?
Battery. Yeah, it never shows up, right?
Yeah, it doesn't.
The result of the poll was 80-20.
We've given this lunatic enough press already, right?
We've given this lunatic enough press already, he said.
Okay.
You're good?
Very good.
I still have your microphone and cable with me. We'll sort it out
Okay, yeah.
later.
I still have a bunch of stuff inside, too.
Oh. No.
She's like, oh.
No, all right, I'll be in the other.
Okay.
Sounds like a problem.
Yeah, no, I'll give you a second.
Look at that, dude. When I was
Back.
there was always the system is broken, not me. And now,
No, I have not. Let's check out. How do you spell his name again? I keep forgetting. This is embarrassing, America. This headline is embarrassing. America is horny over Luigi Mangione. Horny. Stephen Colbert. Stephen Colbert said, this story started tragic, but then it very quickly added weird because when authorities initially released security photos of the suspect, the internet reaction was swift and horny. That was his monologue. Ha ha ha. Stephen Colbert, you're so fucking funny.
Yeah, okay. She's standing next to her.
Look at this. And then he goes on to say, and this guy they caught down in Pennsylvania, he's got social media. And we've been able to see it. And holy happy trail, Batman. Showing his shirtless picture. He said, holy happy trail, Batman. That's sick. He's got social media and we've been able to see it. Holy happy trail, Batman. Disgusting.
Oh, okay. Well, I can still send over what
What's up, Megan May? It's been a minute. Hey, Lovey. I remember the 80s when no one had health insurance. It changed in the 90s. Well, I have a different memory. I remember my dad worked for Ford Motor Company. We had Blue Cross Blue Shield. And I remember going to the dentist and there was no copay. I remember going to the doctor and there was no copay. It's wild. So maybe if you didn't have a job for one of those, you know, big companies or whatever, you were just fucked. Because you couldn't just buy private insurance then? Probably super expensive. I don't know. That's nuts. I never thought of that.
Because they're going to put the guy in the same way.
Eduardo, they all came out. There was a whole bunch of them, the court officers that came out.
All the cops came out.
Oh, Eduardo.
No, I'm not worried about that.
I heard Eduardo, but like a name.
No, he's asking about the guy which side you
Yeah,
He
he'll
looks-
have a head-on shot, right, for just a couple seconds.
All right, I'm going to turn this ish down. He looks defeated
I mean, if he's standing over there, he'll have a...
to me.
He'll turn towards us for a second.
Defeated
If he sees us, he's going to be like screaming.
and sad. Not that I'm sympathetic. I want to know more. I want to know more about, you know, his experiences, his thoughts, his
Unless there's a couple
rationale. You know what I'm saying? Does that even look like this thing?
be much better if
Oh, probably because he has stubble.
what part of a
He's just staring.
No.
This is him and his family. That must be Daddy Mangione. I mean, what a nice looking family.
He was there. But he always used to tell me
What do you mean, Amy? What college? Here's another photo of him. This is his mother, Kathleen. She owns a boutique traveling company, and she specializes in the Mediterranean. Good for her. Luigi Mangione's great-grandfather founded the nursing home Lorien Health Services. Luigi volunteered at the nursing home in 2014. Check Discord.
never had any problem like
Yes, ma'am.
he was on television talking about that.
What do we got?
I'd like to go to back. What do you think of everything transpiring in Syria?
Jammers, is it the visual snow thing?
There's going to be a lot of
No more using that door until no more using that. For humor, you are.
I'm sorry, I kind of froze. Something about visual snow. Is that what it is?
Are you living in New York?
This is his house he grew up in.
You like it?
It's a nice house. I mean, it's not what I really would have expected. Probably something that's been in their family for a long time.
So we probably work with
I have floaters too.
7 days a week.
That's the one. Okay. Yeah, by Wendy's, yeah.
Former roommate said he couldn't have sex. What? CEO shooter Luigi Mangione's sex secret after back surgery as he spiraled into health industry obsession. Suffered a debilitating back injury which stopped him from being able to have sex, a former roommate said. He had surgery sometime in 2023, but is feared to have suffered continued complications afterwards. It should be a video. It's not, it's a screenshot of a video. Hold on, let me open it in my browser. Thank you, Jams. Okay, so Jams just sent this. This is a video his friend posted before she went private. And in the caption, she wrote that he was the only one who answered her FaceTime at 1 a.m. and went to get Moki ice cream with her on a work night. Those are the only details I remember, but it was a long paragraph about the positive impact he had on her life. I should add it was posted after his arrest. Luigi Mangione is probably the most Googled keyword today, but before all of this, for a while, it was the only name whose FaceTime calls I would pick up. He was one of my absolute best, closest, most trusted friends. He was the only person who at 1 a.m. on a work day in this video agreed to go to the store with drunk me to look for Moki ice cream.
This is an update. We found Mochi ice cream. We found Mochi ice cream.
Mango baby.
Was there a date on this, Jammers? And why are they still wearing masks? Yeah, it's weird.
This is an update. We found Mochi ice cream. We found Mochi ice cream.
Mango baby.
We found Mochi ice cream.
Has he got a Fitbit on too? Looks like he's got a Fitbit or something. Hey, Purr Girl. Good to see ya. Yeah, I don't know how old it is. It's kind of sad though, isn't it? When you see, hey, UA, when you see everything this kid had going for him.
This is an update. We found mochi ice cream. We found
I wonder what the date of this was. After his arrest, but we don't know when it was taken, right? God, if we find out like he had some like major complications and they wouldn't help him, this is not going to look good for this movement out there that is really pumping him up, you know? Look at, they're still out there. The lights have come on. Those guys are going to be getting pissed. Guy wet his pants. Max, stop it. Well, I mean, for real, though. I mean, you can't ignore it. 10 million a year. Look at the C19 maps and numbers today. It's very real and spreading. I have lupus and I am masking when I go out. I don't blame you if you have an underlying health condition, but these are young kids. It's just kind of odd. I have kids, you know, his age, and they're not wearing masks. It is New York, so I guess it depends where you're at. His mom had horrible neuropathy and went through a nightmare with healthcare. Sassy, where did you read that? Because I haven't seen that reported anywhere. Everybody's saying it's because of his own surgery, even his roommate. He said his lower vertebrae were almost like a half-inch off, and I think it pinched a nerve. His spine was misaligned. Martin said Mangione and other residents of the co-living space would talk about medical issues and capitalism. But he insisted the suspected murderer never gave off the impression of being angry or radicalized. Oh. I don't know. I don't think the manifestos are real. I think the manifestos are evidence right now. So I don't know about that. Spondylolistheus since childhood. Sees a bone in the spine known as a vertebrae to slip out. The condition usually affects the lower back and can be extremely painful. Also posts by the same Reddit user that's believed to be him were complaints about Lyme disease and severe brain fog. Yeah, it's fake. It's fake. Fake news, Maggie. He's giving you fake news. The user said he'd begun to suffer the issues during his fraternity Hell Week, and that his grades had subsequently slipped. The Reddit user believed that Mangione said a subsequent surfing accident had left him with a locked up back and hips. He added that the intermittent numbness has become constant and added, I'm terrified of the implications. Okay, UA. I'll be looking. Here's the x-ray. That's him in the blue tank top. Oops. There's Max Boy. Weeks after that, the user believed to be Mangione said he'd undergone spinal surgery, which he said had improved his symptoms. The procedure likely cost tens of thousands of dollars. It is unclear what, if any, health coverage He didn't mention anything related to United Healthcare, but he shared a photo of an X-ray on his X profile showing multiple screws inserted into his spine. Mangione is said to have been found carrying a manifesto calling health insurance companies parasites who had it coming. His school cost $40,000 a year, his prep school. His family have sent their condolences to Brian Thompson's family and have appealed for privacy. Okay, thanks, UA. I appreciate you. Oh, what's going on?
We bonded it out. Yeah. We had a good bond.
Yeah.
All right. Take care.
They're leaving. Look.
What is Ted? Ted?
Be safe, guys. Be dry.
Okay, great. Maybe Beth and I will go over to the what's his name? Yeah, and we'll send Kim home. Okay. Okay.
Kim gets to go home.
Beth, can we go to
Okay, man.
defense attorney's thing for press room? Sorry. Can you do it?
I had three
That's
bites.
it. That'll be it.
I had 3 bites of the same.
I know. I haven't eaten today. That'll be it.
Soaking wet.
I just have to get my stuff out of Kim's car, and then I'll transfer to your car.
You're not driving.
I wrote it down. I didn't hear what you said.
I said, you're not driving with me.
Oh, I never would have taken
How
my
are you?
goodness.
Well, then you're really not driving.
All right, I'm going to go.
I'm parked.
They just ended it. They just freaking ended it. I missed what, Nash? Nash, what did I miss? This? I can rewind.
There was a request that you made.
How did I miss it, though? Jesus.
The other end?
Yeah, just late go.
It must have just started. Is this it? They're waiting on Luigi.
What's happening, Luigi?
Anything to say?
What's going on, Luigi?
Luigi, it's me, Mario.
What the fuck?
Me, Mario.
Can't see him in the background.
What a bunch of clowns.
Luigi, it's me, man.
Yes, we do, Kendo.
Watch yourself, Ted. Watch yourself. Watch yourself. Watch yourself.
Make sure you make room. What's that ladder?
Stay off my property, guys. Come on now. I was making up.
Marianne, can we step back enough so we have room?
Yeah.
Just to make this much space.
Yeah.
I hate to have anybody toes get
Good work, team.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Sheriff, I still have a bag down in that basement area.
Jesus.
I still have some equipment down in that basement area from the. Still? Okay.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you.
Good luck. You too.
All right, let's go to the front now. Here we go.
The corrections department about something, and I didn't understand what you were asking.
Not really. Oh no, I think all I asked was the sheriffs to keep my client around for a little bit so I could talk to him.
And what did you discuss?
That's his lawyer.
I'm not going to tell you that. You're
Your
kidding,
client-
right? You've been on this.
Sir, your client said something to reporters as he was walking in about this being an insult to the American people. Do you have any comment on that?
I have to take a look at that. No, I don't have any comment on that. I just know that, I haven't seen it, so I can't comment on something I haven't seen or heard.
Any comment on the outpouring of support there's been for him online?
No, I mean, people are entitled to their opinion, and like I said, if you're an American, you believe in the American criminal justice system, you have to presume him to be innocent, and none of us would want anything other than that if that were us in those shoes, and so I'm glad he has some support.
Mr. Dickey, you just said a moment ago that that's what lawyers do when telling their clients to be quiet. What did you mean by that?
Well, no, I mean, because I'm going to do all the talking, it's, you have the right to remain silent, and I believe in that right.
All right. And you are Thomas, Thomas?
Thomas, yes, middle initial M, D-I-C-K-U-R.
Do you still plan to hold a press conference later today?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm sorry.
What's on the project?
You know what? I haven't received anything. I got paperwork, and I want to meet with the district attorney, and we'll have hearings. We'll be able to see all that, but I haven't seen anything.
Are you, as a human being, aware of what happened in New York over the last week? Were you aware of this before you were retained?
I mean, I don't have a whole lot of time to follow the news. I, of course, knew of it, but I don't follow a lot of things sometimes in the news because sometimes the press gets things wrong. Like I said, I was very irritated, getting some backlash already that some news agency had indicated we waived the we waived the extradition, and that's what irritates lawyers like me is if you're going to print it, get it right.
Do you find it surreal that you're now representing the guy they've been looking for?
Yeah, I don't know. No.
Is this the biggest case you've ever been on?
Yeah, they're all big. All my clients, whether it's a speeding ticket or whether it's a death penalty case, which I am qualified to do death penalty cases in Pennsylvania, so they're all big. All my clients are equally important to me.
Can you just explain to regular folk like what's going to happen, the timeline from now?
Like I said, probably something maybe in about the next month. Like I said, the judge set some motions, some deadlines, and they're going to have to come up with some things. We're going to have to come up with some things, and we're going to move forward with that. So, just kind of pay attention to that. And
Right. It seemed like on the bench you guys were sharing a little laugh. Like, have you formed a little friendship with him?
Sharing on the bench? What do you mean on the bench?
Like when you were sitting up there at the table, you were kind of have you formed a little friendship with him?
Yeah, I mean, he's my client, and I want him to have trust and faith in me, and I have trust and faith in him, and yeah, I mean, we're human beings, and we have a relationship.
Is he going to have a trust in the system?
Relationship.
Is he going to have a trust in the system?
Well, I'm trying to, that's why I talk about presumption of innocence, things like that. I'm hoping to instill that trust in the system with it. Again, I can't comment any further on that.
Do you have any concern about his health, mental health? Do you have to reach out to explain
I won't comment on that. That doesn't mean I do or I don't, but I just...
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. You're very welcome, folks. Thank you. Nothing, just an attorney-client relationship. You know what I mean? And that's what we do. We try to form a bond.
Your name again, one more time, please.
Thomas, Thomas, middle initial M, as in Mark, Dickey, Dickey.
And were you retained by them, or?
I'm not court appointed. I was retained. That's all.
Are you local? Where are you coming from?
My main office is in Altoona.
And you have anything that you can share about your conversations with him, or his state of mind, or anything?
No, I don't.
What do you have to say?
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Statement. Can you say it real quick?
Pardon me?
Mr. Statement.
I didn't give a statement. Now you answer questions, and I can't remember everyone.
Can you just, for those of us who couldn't go in there, sir, what happened today?
Well, what happened today is he could have. There was a extradition proceeding. We did not. NOT. Add that on there, okay? Because if you're reporting that earlier that did not happen. We did not waive extradition. We were contesting extradition. We were going to fight this along the rules and with the constitutional protections that my client has, and that's what we're going to do.
How's his family doing?
I'm not going to comment.
Did he say why he didn't want to waive extradition, or?
No, that's an attorney-client communication, and Who retained you? Is it the family? I'm not going to get into that.
How is he doing? Have you talked to him about his last 24 hours?
You guys? No, I haven't. I'm not. I'm here as a lawyer, and that's what I.
And what's next, sir?
The extradition proceeding. This process is going to move forward, and so I'm anxious to be looking at information.
Is there a new court date? Another court date?
Not yet. Yes, sir.
Who do you like in the Pens game tonight? That's a real question.
Hopefully, for just to answer that one, because I don't play favorites, is let's see if the Pens cannot blow a lead, and hopefully they'll win.
What about Penn State? Amen.
We're Penn State fan. I hope they can do better than they did the other night.
Yes. Will you be filing a habeas corpus petition?
Yes.
Fire free.
Thank you, sir.
James.
Okay.
Sir, can you spell your name?
Yes, Thomas, middle initial M, D-I-C-K-E-Y.
And you're the attorney for Luigi?
Yes, sir, I am. Okay? Thank you, folks. I appreciate, even though a lot of questions, I appreciate the way you handled me.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
The process can take up to 45 days.
Excuse me.
And then just for context,
and you can always talk to Brittany. Is it Brittany? My office manager. The thing about court proceedings is that you can always have delays and bumps in the road, but you set time frames and you set timelines, and you hope to stick to them and follow them hopefully as close as possible.
So do you expect the governor of New York to petition Shapiro to get him extradited quickly back to New York?
I can only go by what the Commonwealth said today in the court, and so I guess time will tell.
If that happens, what do you expect to do?
Well, let's wait and see what happens, and then we'll go from there. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. All right. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, he'll do it. Okay. You should type it, and you don't have to yell it.
You must be pretty good at that. Don't run into the meter there. Maybe I'll give you my card and we can sue the county.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Hey, thanks for being here, everybody. Hey, thanks for being here, and thanks for saying that, Vivian. Appreciate you. That's the end of the live coverage there. Was that wild or what? Here's a break.
New video shows this.
All right, hold on. Let me turn this volume down.
Suspected gunman in the murder of United Healthcare CEO being brought into court hours in the courthouse ahead of today's extradition hearing. 26-year-old Luigi Mangione is heard shouting in part that this is, quote, completely unjust and an insult to the intelligence of the American people. CBS News correspondent Lilia Luciana was inside the courthouse in Altoona, Pennsylvania. She joins us now for more on what we learned from the suspect's extradition hearing. Lilia, what happened both inside and outside the courthouse?
Well, as you can see in that video, outside the courthouse, Mangione walked out of that police vehicle, of that sheriff's vehicle, and he seemed very active, aggressive, upset, and yelling. Officers had to kind of restrict him against the wall and bring him into the court. Once he stepped into the courthouse, he was calmer. As a matter of fact, one of those deputies that walked him into the courthouse, there were about seven of them throughout the whole hearing, before the hearing started, throughout the hearing. One of them at one point told him something, and they both laughed. So it seems like things calmed down quite a lot. But I'll tell you, his demeanor from the moment he stepped in to the moment he left that courtroom was kind of defiant. He kept his eyebrows raised, his head back, kind of very confident. He looked around a lot. A couple of times I had direct eyesight, kind of, eye contact with him a couple of times. He just looked at where the media was, and because I was in his direct line of sight, I kind of felt like he was trying to make eye contact or try to find out who was there. But he had this, strong, confident, and quite defiant presence. presence. He did swivel a lot. He had one document. We couldn't figure out what it was, but it could be either the charging document or something of that nature with some handwritten notes. His attorney said that they were contesting the extradition, which means that now the Attorney General in New York, Alvin Bragg, has to request an extradition warrant from Governor Kathy Hochul of New York. He has already now, just minutes ago, announced that he will seek that extradition warrant. They have 30 days to do it, but it seems like they're going to try to do it immediately. The other thing that his defense attorney was requesting was bail. The prosecutors here in Altoona County were asking the judge to deny him bail. They were categorizing him as a fugitive. One of the moments where he reacted the most physically or verbally was in a way challenging how the district attorney was describing him as a fugitive. At one point, the district attorney described everything that was found in his possession, including $8,000, and he said, and foreign currency plus his passport. He kind of reacted to that, and then his attorney spoke and objected and said, look, it wasn't more than $20 if it was even real when it came to the foreign currency. At another point, his attorney started talking about masks because the district attorney was saying something about the fact that he had all these masks, so clearly insinuating that he's at flight risk, he was a fugitive, and that he was hiding his face. And he himself spoke into the microphone of his defense attorney and said, I just bought the masks, at which point his attorney restrained him and told him to basically shut up and stop talking. So he was very active. He looked around. He was very involved and engaged in everything that his attorney was walking him through. He brought some documents and some notes, and the attorney did. He stepped out, I guess, to continue negotiating with the court. When he came back, they had a discussion. They seemed to have had a negotiation. He shook his head, and then he nodded oftentimes, and then we learned what he decided to do, which is to contest the extradition. So we are waiting for, of course, the governor of New York to ask for him to be extradited, and then at that point, he would be taken to New York.
And yesterday, we did hear Pennsylvania authorities say they do this all the time. It could take 30 to 45 days. You've been chasing the story on the ground in Altoona. What more are you learning about the events leading up to his arrest?
Well, everybody in this town is kind of paralyzed with this story and following every development. Of course, this is a small city. It is a city, but it's a small city. Law enforcement is not used to having such a high-profile case in their hands. What I heard from police earlier today was that they and he did not really seem to expect for that encounter to happen last night. That said, the cooperation between NYPD and the Altoona police and the state police, or the sheriffs here in the state of Pennsylvania, and the FBI and the U.S. Marshals has continued. All of the evidence went to the NYPD, and it seems like the authorities here are doing everything they can to send this case off to the NYPD. Another thing that happened in court is that the attorney representing Tom Dickey, the attorney representing him here in Pennsylvania, said that the state of New York, or via the state of Pennsylvania, did not make clear what charges he was facing in New York, which are second-degree murder. And he said because of that lack of clarity, he wanted to object to the extradition. The judge said you have 14 days to request a writ of habeas, and that might delay a little bit of the process. He has that right. And then at that point, there would be a hearing. And then I assume the extradition would roll out. But it sounds like New York is also moving very fast in requesting it.
Lilia Luciano, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that was interesting hearing about his behavior in the courtroom. Very active. He had $8,000 cash. What was the other thing she said that he didn't like? Let's see. He seemed very confident. Let's listen again.
His eyebrows raised, his head back, kind of very confident. He looked around a lot. A couple of times I had direct eyesight kind of, eye contact with him a couple of times. He just looked at where the media was, and because I was in his direct line of sight, I kind of felt like he was trying to make eye contact or try to find out who was there. But he had this, strong, confident, and quite defiant presence. He did swivel a lot. He had one document. We couldn't figure out what it was, but it could be either the charging document or something of that nature, with some handwritten notes. His attorney said that they were contesting the extradition, which means that now the Attorney General in New York, Alvin Bragg, has to request an extradition warrant from Governor Kathy Hochul of New York. He has already now, just minutes ago, announced that he will seek that extradition warrant. They have 30 days to do it, but it seems like they're going to try to do it immediately. The other thing that his defense attorney was requesting was bail. The prosecutors here in Altoona County were asking the judge to deny him bail. They were categorizing him as a fugitive. One of the moments where he reacted the most physically or verbally was in a way challenging how the district attorney was describing him as a fugitive. At one point, the district attorney described everything that was found in his possession, including $8,000, and he said, in foreign currency plus his passport. He kind of reacted to that, and then his attorney spoke and objected and said, look, it wasn't more than $20 if it was even real when it came to the foreign currency. At another point, his attorney started talking about masks because the district attorney was saying something about the fact that he had all these masks, so clearly insinuating that he's a flight risk, he was a fugitive, and that he was hiding his face. And he himself spoke into the microphone of his defense attorney and said, I just bought the mask, at which point his attorney restrained him and told him to basically shut up and stop talking. So he was very active. He looked around. He was very involved and engaged in everything that his attorney was walking him through. He brought some documents and some notes, and the attorney did. He stepped out, I guess, to continue negotiating with the court. When he came back, they had a discussion. They seemed to have had a negotiation. He shook his head, and then he nodded oftentimes, and then we learned what he decided to do, which is to contest the extradition.
So crazy, huh? Crazy stuff. I have a feeling this is going to be changing very, very quickly. It sounds like New York wants to get him back there very quickly, so we'll see what happens. I'm going to do another stream. We're going to get caught up on this Kentucky sheriff and Judge Mullins and Sheriff Mickey Steins. We've got some latest stuff to talk about with that. It seems like the judge was doing the hanky-panky in his chambers, but the question is, with who? But let's get into that. You will be portaled over there. The link has also just been put in chat for your convenience. Thank you for being here. Hit the like button on your way out, and I'll see you in the next stream. We will keep our eye on this case and others as we continue. So much for watching. If you enjoyed this live stream or video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on my latest content. Want to take it a step further?
Bring it all in.
And join our community clickers by becoming a Patreon or a YouTube member. You'll get exclusive access to our Discord server, special channel perks, and much more. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.
Click. It's real.